Hello there, Mr. O here. Today we're going to show you one of my favorite puzzles, the Loops puzzle, also known as Slitherlink. So let's take a look at the worksheet. I'll try to give you some helpful tips and tricks and get you on your way. The worksheet I have here is the introduction worksheet. If you have one at home, you can follow along. Otherwise, I'm also going to show you where to go on the World Wide Web to do these puzzles. All right, the idea here, ladies and gentlemen, is you're going to create a single loop around this entire puzzle. One loop. There are no T intersections. There won't be any place where the loop hits into a side of another portion of the loop. There's not going to be any branches. So if you have like something like this, you're not going to have any dangling sides that are connected. It has to be one continuous loop all the way around. The numbers in the puzzle are how many lines surround this particular number. For example, this 0 will have no lines around it. So that's an easy place to start when you see a 0 because it has no lines around it. And if you have a 0 that's up against a 3, then automatically you know that this is 0, then you get 1, 2, 3 others. Okay, and there are lots of tips and tricks with this particular puzzle. But one of the tips and tricks I want to share first is when you have these 3s that are all stacked together. Okay, if you ever have 3s stacked together, you can't have a branch come in here because that would create a T intersection. And you can't have one come in here, so that would create a T. So that we know automatically this one and this one are non-lines, X's. And then we have 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So anytime you have 3 stacked like this, here's the moral of the story. You will have this sort of snake pattern where you go, okay, anytime you see these 3 stacked, you're going to have that. And so look for that. And let me show you a couple others that bounce right off the back. For example, down here in this one, see these 3s here? You know that you're going to have a line here, and a line here. Now we have to decide. There's a 0 as a giveaway, but we would have to decide here whether it's going to be like this, or maybe it's going to be like this. You see, these lines must be here though because it's going to snake through, and that's going to be true anytime you have a bunch of 3s together. For example, down here, see these 3s? You know this one, you know this one, and you know this one, because this pattern is going to go up and around like this. Snake around like that, okay? Every time. So that's one of your tips and tricks. Kind of get ahead of myself, but the idea there is you will not have any lines that are connecting into T's. So we also know that this line here couldn't be. We can put X there. We'll get back to that momentarily. All right, so from here, every time I ask myself, so I'm standing at this dot, where do I go next? All right, and so from this, I can't go to the left. I've just came from this direction. So I will have to go to the right. And this, eventually this will connect to something and I'll connect all the way around to here, right? So tips and tricks number 2, anytime I see a corner, this creates a corner here, I put X's on the corner because I know that a line can't go here and a line can't go here. That would create a T. So I automatically put X's there. And the same is true on this one. Now how many lines are going to hit this square? There's a 2 there. So we're going to have a line here. We already got this one. And we have X here and X here. The other line must be here. So that's what we're doing. We're trying to decide where do the lines go. So there's a lot of different rules to keep in mind. But if I have a 2, I need a line here and a line here because these 2 are X's. And the same will be true on this one. So you have an X here and X here. You need to have 2 around this too. So here's one, and here's the other one. Now notice there's nowhere to go. So that's your tips and tricks. If you're standing at a dot, and you can't go in 2 directions, you have to go in the third, right? I can't go down here, I can't go left, it's going to have to go up. This is a 1, and if I drew this 1 here, and then it took it up, then where the heck would this go? It would be a dangling branch. So we have to go up here, and up again, and that will be my 1, so I have X, X, X. When you have a 1, the other 3 X's. This line goes up here, this line is forced to go up here. Now, here's another rule. You can't have an inner loop. Right? So if I were to connect this, I would have an inner loop within the loop, and that's like I call it inner courtyard. And what I have there is incorrect puzzle. So we have to put an X here because we cannot connect these. This 2, I've already got my 2. 1, 2. So I send this one up, and this one Tips and tricks number 3. If I can't go left, I can't go right. Keep going straight. Right? Same if I couldn't go up or couldn't go down. If you got X on 2 sides, then this one's going to have to keep going. Once again, I have 2, so I put an X there. This one goes up and then over. Now, could I connect this? Potentially. If I connect this, I'll just have to make sure that everything is satisfied over here. There can't be 2 separate loops. It's got to be one continuous loop. So we'll have to come back to that. From here, from this dot here. So like I said, jump around a lot. I know where I'm going here. This has to go to the left. I know where I'm going here. This would have to go up, right? Because I can't go down, can't go right. And this 2 is now done. And since this dot here has 2 X's, one on either side, then you're going to have to go up. We already know this cannot connect because that would create an inner loop. And you can't have a loop within a loop. So if this is an X, then this has to go up. And now we know for sure, this is not a guess. Nothing has been guessed. This 2 has 1. And if you put the other one here, it will create a T at this dot. So that's not going to be there. It's going to have to be here. And ladies and gentlemen, this 2 is now done. Notice that some of the numbers are outside of the loop, on the outside of the loop, and the other numbers are inside the loop. Okay, and there's not a guarantee of which one's going to be which, so you just got to pay attention to that. This 2 is 1 here, can't be here, and it can't be here either because, again, that would create a T. If I drew a line right here, it creates a T intersection there, and that is not allowed. That would not be solving the puzzle correctly. So this 2, the other line has to be here, and an X here. Once I know an X that's on a 3, then all the other lines have to be lines. All the other sides have to be lines. All right, last thing to do is get this 3 involved. Now, we can't have a line here, we can't have a line here, we can't have a line here because that would create these T's, T intersection. This has to go up, and it has to go up again because of this X. Notice the X's are very helpful in determining where to go. If I draw the line here, I would leave out the 3 completely. So this cannot go here, which means this goes up, and this goes up, still can't connect. This goes up, still can't connect, and then we go around the 3. We have a puzzle. This particular puzzle is symmetrical. Not all of them are, but this one is. So that's kind of neat. All right, I'm going to show you one more on paper, and then I'm going to show you some on the internet. So let's look at the middle puzzle on the right here. If you're looking at this worksheet at home. All right, I notice. So tips and tricks number 4. If I have a 3 on the corner, you get a lot of tips and tricks from 3s. If I have a 3 on the corner, I have to use these outside lines. I must, okay? Because if I didn't, if one of these was open, I would leave a dangling branch, and that's not allowed. That'd be a no-no. So I put X's around the 0 here because that's always a good place to start. This line, and this line are my 3 because I have one side that we know is not a line. We put X here and X here. Now you're just standing at each dot and saying, okay, what do? Do I go left, right, up, down, what? So if this one can't go down, can't go left, this one's going to have to go up. Now, is this one going to go up, over, and down? Could it go right, up, and then left? Could it turn and go away? Here's one of your tips and tricks, another one about a 3. If you approach a 3 and hit one of your dots on the 3, you're going to have to go around the 3. You're either going to go around above it or you're going to go around below it, but you have to go around the 3. If you turn away from a 3, I'm doing pencil so I can erase. If you were to turn away from a 3, you would have X's here, and this 3 would not be allowed. I mean, you wouldn't have 3 lines on it. So don't turn away from the 3. You have to go around the 3. All right, I think you see this now. If I go up, right, down, you have a dangling branch, so this has to go this way. Now this one is done. And here's one of the more advanced tips and tricks, but something you're going to find useful, hopefully. If I see a dot that has X on 3 sides of the dot, X, 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 then I cannot put a line in there. If I were to draw a line here, it would have nowhere to go. So I have to put an X on the 4th side. If I have 3 X's around dot, I always put an X on the other side as well. So, so this 2 is now known. And because it's a corner, I put X's on the corner. See the corner here? And so this is another 2 that we know. So 2's on corners are easy because we know these 2 are X's, and this is another corner. This 3 is now known because there's an X here, so it's 1, 2, and 3. The X here. We're going to have to go down here. It's the only choice because we have X's. Notice the X's really guide your path. Now if I go down and left, I will have to, if I were to go down and left causes this to be a 2. So that's not allowed. So you think, all right, how's that going to happen then? Well, look, check this out. I go right, then down, and then left, and now we get that as a 1. Keep going, keep going. Notice if I went up, this would create a T. Keep going all the way up here. This is now a 2, so we put an X here. Again, X on both sides. You got to keep going. This goes up. If I were to connect this, it's going to be an inner courtyard, which is not allowed. So this sends this up. This is a 1, and it already has this line, so we put X. Notice all these X's. And this 1, 2, 3, and guess what? We have to put it on the 4th side. Because if I draw a line in there, it would have nowhere to go. So this 2 is now known. 1, 2. I got 2 X's, so 1, 2. And then this connects here. All of these are X's because you can't make T's there. So this is a line, and how are you going to connect this? Well, these can't connect. So 1, 2, and we've got our second puzzle solved. Let's take a look at how this looks on the internet. Notice I've been working on this one for about 4,730 hours. It's kind of a stumper. The website, again, puzzleloop.com, puzzle-loop.com if you want to check that website out. So let's see if I can solve this. I got 0 here, so I used the right click to put X's. Should I zoom in for you guys a little bit? Let's see. All right. And notice the 3 is all stacked up. So I know this line, this line, this line, and this line because I got 3 stacked up. And because of this X, I know my puzzle is going to go like this. So we go this way, this way. I put X's on the corners. Anytime I see a corner, I put X's. And that means I know this one because if I have a 2 on a corner, that's one of my tips. If you have a 2 that's on a corner, see the corner here? Then I know it has to be like this. That one has to be an X because you can't have a T. You're definitely going to go right and then up here. This needs 1 more. We have 1. We have 2 X's. We put another one there. Another one up. Can't be 1 in there because that would create a T. And then another line here. And ladies and gentlemen, that is our 2. So we put a line up here because it has to go somewhere. This line would have to keep going. This line, notice anytime you got 2 X's on either side, then you got to keep going. How is this 2 going to be now, right? We got a corner, so these have to be X's, so this 2 is going to have to go here. Now we're going to go from this dot, can't go down, can't go right. I would definitely recommend using the X's, ladies and gentlemen. Now, like I said before, you have to engage this 3. So what do we know? We know for sure it's going to go left, up, and right, or up, left, and down. So we know for sure these 2. The question is just whether we're going to connect here or going to connect here. Now, if I went this way, we would have a dangling branch for sure. So that's not right. So we go up this way. This is an X because you can't connect in there. Notice we need a 2 here, so there's another one. This one has to go to the right. Where is this 1 going to come from? You think it's going to be this one or this one? That's right. Yep, it's the one on the left. So this is the X. So this 2 here, we go up. Why do we go up? Because this dot, we can't go left, we can't go down, we got to go up. This one goes up. Can't connect because we got our 2, definitely up. Can these connect? No, they cannot. That's your inner courtyard. That's not allowed. So let's go up. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. 4,730 hours later. Let's see if it's right after all that time. Okay, very good. This is got to be some kind of record. Submit your score to the Hall of Fame. Remember when you do the screenshot, ladies and gentlemen, to include the time when you're doing these. Grab everything. Congratulations, you have solved the puzzle in such and such minutes. Grab the size of the puzzle. And that's a keeper right there. So hopefully this is going to be a fun puzzle for you. It's one of my favorites, and I hope you enjoy it as well. So long.